Hi everyone, this is Mr. Orris. Today I'm going to take my table of my grade sheet and create a graph. Tables are really good to collect and organize data, but a lot of times it's hard to notice trends. So to create a graph, I'm going to start at the beginning of my table by selecting and holding cell A1 and dragging all the way to the end of my table, which is K8. When I let go, I've got this blue rectangle, which identifies the table that I've selected. I'm going to go up to Insert and drop down fifth from the bottom. I'm going to insert a chart. Now, typically, Google Sheets, and we've learned it does a lot of predictions. Some of them are good and some of them are bad. And this is a good prediction. It's given me a recommendation of a type of chart that compares my ELA scores each week I've entered. So there's all my ELA scores and all my choir and social studies. And you could probably notice a trend here in phys ed of what's happening to my grade. And the big idea with a trend and what to notice is, well, how do I correct it? What's happening over these weeks that's causing my grade to continue to slip? And likewise, what happened in choir that allowed me to bring my grade up? Different trends that we could notice. So that's a really good chart. I'm going to leave that one selected. And I'm going to go over to Customize. Because in Customize, there's a lot of things about it that it predicted that I don't really like. Like, for example, the title. Pretty poor title. I'm just going to rename it easily Mr. Orris's Grades. The other thing that I noticed is over here on the left, my scale isn't labeled. Down here it's labeled subject, but I would like to label my vertical or y-axis. So if I scroll down a little bit, here is the axis for horizontal, which says subject. I'm going to change that to left vertical and give it a title. Those are my grades as a percent. So there it added. And the other thing that I'm not sure I like is right now my scale starts at 50. And it makes some of these grades, like this one and this one, look really low. And they're low, but they're not that low. That looks like a 10% to me, when in reality it's a 60. So what can change, or what can be changed, is right here you can enter your minimum value, and graph should start at 0. So let me put a minimum value of 0 and see how this affects my chart. Well, now that 60 it's still not a high score, but it looks a lot more proportional to the rest of my grades. When you're done, you can insert your chart, and like a picture, it can be dragged around, it can be resized, it can be copied and pasted. And there's a lot of things that are really nice about a chart, because now once I've entered a new score, I'm going to jump over to week 9. I'm going to put in an 80. And sometimes it automatically updates. This time it didn't look like it did, so I want to check something. I'm going to go in here to an advanced edit. And when I selected my entire table, I had sheet 1, exclamation point, and it was A1 to K8. And what it automatically did is it looked for the data that was there, and it changed, it auto-corrected, which wasn't a good thing this time. It skipped around. So I'm going to delete what it had and go back to the original A1 to K8. And this time, let me update it. Let's see what happens. There's my 80. It's in social studies, and here is my week 9 score in social studies. Let me put one more in and make sure this is kept it. I'm going to go to a 90 in science, and let's see over here in science when I click. There it goes. It added it automatically. So that's one good thing to check. You want to check in advanced edit and make sure that it's kept your A1 to K8. And now you have a working graph. All right, everyone. See you later.